kind of, I guess the short version of my question is just how do I continue to heal and move on after finding some things in my girlfriend's phone that I didn't know about.
How old are you?
19.
How long y'all been together?
2.5 years.
Okay, so this is like a first young love?
You could say that, yeah.
Dude, I'm not knocking it. It's like the best thing in the world.
Yeah, it's been great. She's awesome. I love her.
What'd you find?
So in the hidden folder of her photos, there were pictures of her and her ex-boyfriend together, and also just some screenshots of like texts with other guys that I didn't know about.
Mm. How old were those text messages?
They were from kind of the middle of when we first started talking. We had met about 3 years ago now, I guess, in September, and met at a mutual friend's birthday party. Kind of started talking a little bit. The first texts that I saw were her confessing feelings for a guy just a few weeks after we had met.
Well, that I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I guess my bigger concern is why'd she save him?
Right.
Or did she save him in a secret phone and just in a folder and just forget about it?
Yeah, that's kind of the part that I've struggled with a little bit. Because part of it too is, so those texts were a few weeks after we had met. Then we texted a little bit. Not a whole lot came of it. The other screenshots were from after we had texted the first time. And then about a month after she texted that other guy, we started texting again and have been together since. But
yeah, bro, y'all were 16, dude. I would let that ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're 16 years old. Sophomores, right? Juniors?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And texting doesn't mean I've got exclusivity. If you found messages from a couple months ago, from a year ago, if you found messages from her and her boyfriend, or if the pictures she had are her and him with no shirts on, like, and it's all oogly woogly, then yeah, I would sit down and have that conversation. But I guess I'm struggling with you. Like, what do you need to heal and move on from? Like, what are you trying to heal from?
I guess just like the way that she had kind of always told me, or I guess the story that I always knew about the beginning of our relationship was like, once I met you, there was no looking back.
Why were you digging around on her phone?
I'm not sure. I guess just, I don't know.
You know, just say it.
I guess just insecurity on my part.
What are you insecure about? You've been together for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
One of two things. Either you've sent some messages to people over the last 2.5 years, or you're worried that she has. Either you've been kind of flirty and wondered about the long-term viability of this relationship, and you've wondered what it'd be like to be with somebody else, and you assume that she's wondering that too, or she turns her phone over every time you walk in the room, or she has a code on her phone and won't let you look in there. Where's this insecurity coming from?
It's not on the side of me being flirty or texting. I guess there's, like, I just have a habit of jealousy and comparison. And I guess just there's really any time of like a mention of anybody else, it just like not even in like a weird, hey, this guy like is awesome, or like talking about this other guy or whatever, but just any mention of like, hey, this guy in my class said I look pretty today, or, you know, anything like that. It's just, I guess I just kind of get consumed with the jealousy and insecurity and comparison of me and him. And
Where does that stem from, man? That's super, super unhealthy. You're going to blow through every relationship you have.
yeah,
Because if you're dating somebody that you find beautiful and attractive and radiant, and you want to be around them, other people are going to want to also. And that's not an indictment of your relationship. I want other people to think my wife's pretty.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I want other people to think my wife is brilliant and smart and fun to be around. I want that. Where does that
yeah.
insecurity come from?
I'm not exactly sure. I've thought a lot about it. I think some of it is from, I guess, like the girl that I was kind of with before me and my current girlfriend. We never actually dated because I knew that she wasn't the kind of girl that I wanted or needed to date. And she was just super manipulative when it, I guess, came to like using other guys.
Okay, but here's what I want you to do. That's when you were 16 and 15 years old. I don't want you to blame her for how you're acting as a 19 and a half year old. I want you to take ownership. If you get consumed with jealousy, with rage, just because somebody in your your girlfriend's class says she's pretty. A, your girlfriend's telling you that because she wants to get a rise out of you. B, it works every time. It gets you all stirred up.
Yeah.
But I want you to dig into that because that's going to be a cancer in your life. And it's going to lead you to do things that otherwise you wouldn't do. It's going to lead you to become a person you don't want to become. A guy who thinks he's got territory, right? That treats his significant other as a possession. Not in the romantic way, but in the ownership way. You're gonna be the guy that doesn't tell one of your coworkers about an opportunity because you don't want them to have it.
Yeah.
And so the challenge for you is when you feel this, it's to put your fist in your chest and take a huge deep breath. And recognize it. Oh man, my body's trying to protect me from feeling less than. I'm gonna go for a walk real quick. And when you're going for a walk, instead of going through every scenario, I knew she's banging other dudes, dude. I knew it. I knew she's calling. Instead of doing that, you can get yourself all worked up and fired up, and your body won't know the difference. Or you can exhale and say, I love that girl. And she loves this guy. And we're on the same team. If another guy thinks she's beautiful, good on him. He knows what's up. And I want you to practice that. But jealousy doesn't just show up here. It shows up in your finances. It shows up when your buddies get new jobs. It shows up in college. It shows up in other places. It's going to be a cancer in your life. And what's going to do, it's going to lead you to go through your girlfriend's phone, man, and dig into old secret folders that she might not even remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What did she say when she found out you went through her phone?
She didn't necessarily ask why. I guess she was just more, sorry that all that was there, and that, like, I guess that I saw it because she knows it was probably not like an easy thing for me to look at. And I mean, I guess her explanation was just like she knew it was there, but also forgot that it was there at the same time.
So
but
unless I'm missing something, it feels really benign to me. And here's the thing, my opinion doesn't matter. If you found yourself to where like, I'm not gonna be able to get past this. You told me when I first time I texted you, which by the way, that's a whole other conversation, that you were not texting anybody else and I was the only texter for you. And 2.5 years ago, when you were 16, you fudged the truth and you were still texting other guys at the very beginning. If you can't move past that, that's your life. It's your world. You get to do that. But you can't drag her 2.5 years later through your relationship issues. You got to let her go.
Yeah.
If you can. There's a reason we don't let 16-year-olds buy beer or guns. They're 16. They're dumb. They do dumb stuff. I guarantee you did dumb stuff when you were 16. I for sure did. Right?
Yeah.
So if what you found of your early teenage girlfriend's phone, pictures of her with an old boyfriend on some secret folder, if you found old text messages that she'd screenshot, if that invalidates the last couple of years of y'all dating and getting to know each other as y'all got older, so be it. Cool. Let her go. If you say, I don't know why I'm getting so mad, dude. I think I actually care about this woman and I love her and I see a future together. Oh my gosh, man, this is scaring me. That I even have this kind of love and attraction and feeling inside my own chest. That's wild. Then deal with that.
Yeah. I guess that's more where I'm leaning to is like, I don't know why. Like, this is the girl that like I want, like, to be honest, I want to marry and like build a future with.
Okay, I want you to become marryable. If you have found the person that you want to marry, the work that lies ahead of you is not to go through and screen her past, dig through her private things as a way to duct tape over your insecurities. Your job is to face your insecurities head on. Do I have a career plan for myself? Am I working towards a purpose that's bigger than me? What kind of dad did my dad model for me? And is that the kind of dad I want to model for my kids? What kind of marriage did my parents have? And did they model that? Is that what I want to model my marriage after? And if not, get to work. Go see a counselor. Go get a gym membership. Go to college. Go get an apprenticeship. Start making a budget. Work 3 jobs because you're 19 years old. Are you in school right now?
Yeah, I am.
What are you studying?
Sports management.
You don't sound very convinced about it.
Well, my major is sports management, but I'm also getting prerequisites to go to PT school, so I kind of have to give a disclaimer whenever I answer that. But
do you not want to do sports management? You want to do physical therapy?
As of right now, yeah, that's the goal. Physical therapy.
I had a physical therapist with a PhD in my house this weekend working on my shoulder and my arm. I screwed my arm up.
Yeah.
She's magic. Magic. Changed my life. Makes me a better dad because I'm not in pain all the time. Quit being in sports management and go full into PT if that's what you want to do. And work really hard so you don't get out like some of my friends in PT and they owe $190,000 and they're going to make $65,000 right out of school. and start working part-time in a physical therapist office, helping people like me with their rehab. You see what I'm saying? Like, go in and do the thing that you want to do instead of having to like kind of duck your head and kind of laugh like, oh, I'm majoring in this, but I kind of want to do this. You see what I'm saying? And here's all this. I'm pointing to you. Stand up on your 2 feet, tall. Don't get jealous about petty things. Put your flag in the ground on the things that matter. Start reaching towards a future purpose. By the way, if you want to become a physical therapist because you think you're going to get rich, you're going to have a miserable life. If you want to be a physical therapist because you want to help people become better dads and wives and mothers and sisters and brothers and daughters, help people move. And by the way, if you get into geriatric PT right now, for the next 15 to 25 years, you're going to have $1 billion because of our aging population. So if you want to get in there and help people, I'm telling you right now, your head's going to start to lift up.
Yeah.
And you're going to let your 16-year-old girlfriend off the hook for something she did 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. But do you get what I'm saying when I say become a marriable man? Not a man worthy of being loved. You're already that. But become somebody that you can feel confident looking at somebody else and saying, you can anchor into me. Because that's where that insecurity originates from. You don't believe that. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you're on the path. I think if I'm you, here's your next steps. Number one, I would apologize to your girlfriend tonight for going through her phone. I would say, hey, I should not have picked up your phone and dug into your old folders. That was my insecurity, and I'm sorry. I am scared at how much I love you, and I'm scared at, oh my gosh, the road that is my future is starting to open up before me, and I am picturing you with me, and it scares me because I don't know what that looks like. And I got into sports management because it sounded cool, and my dad told me about Jerry Maguire, but I want to be a physical therapist. I want to go all in on that, and I got to get my grades up here, and I got to start studying here, and I'm going to have to work nights over here, but I'm going to go all in on this, and I want to become the man that provides a life for whatever world you want to have. And now you're starting to throw your shoulders back, stand up taller. And you're not looking for, I want to feel good by whatever's in your phone, and you do what I say, and you text who. No. I'm going to begin to find confidence and strength and esteem through repeatedly doing the next right thing. Becoming a marriable man. Becoming a hireable man. Becoming a man that when somebody like me comes in after a knee surgery and says, hey, can you help me? You look at me in the eye and you go, I got you. We're going to have you dunking a basketball soon. By the way, I can't dunk a basketball. That's how we deal with the insecurity. Inside out. So I'd start with an apology, brother, and go from there. If this is the one for you, you're going to have tons and tons of stumbles and roadblocks and hurdles and falling down. That's going to be the path. Be a confident, strong, courageous man that you can be anchored into so that when those storms hit, you're not whipping around, going through people's phones, for God's sakes. Thanks for the call, brother. I can't wait to see what happens next for you.